Obviously, when one thinks relocation or when one is thinking about moving abroad, there are things that guide their thought process. There are things that they think about, and there are things that they prioritize before they can actually pick a country to say, I want to relocate to this country in particular. When I was relocating, I think I've shared this before. I never thought of all those things. And this video is about what is about the thought process, is about what should influence one's decisions, and why this one particular decision to move to this particular country still stands out for me, and I do still feel it's a country to easily relocate to. So there are things like safety, education, climate, and opportunities. Definitely those things do guide most of decisions people take to relocate. So guys, we are going to talk about one particular country that I still do feel has got loads and lots of opportunities, and still it would be a number one destination even in 2025, and it remains a destination of choice. And probably it's because I'm biased. Guys, a big welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Florence, and if you are watching me for the first time, please do subscribe to this channel, because on this platform we do talk about life in the diaspora, life abroad, and I talk a lot about the UK because I relocated to the UK about 2.5 years ago on a skilled worker visa, and so far it's been going on great. Of course, nothing is perfect, but the opportunities that I see, the life here, it's presented a lot of opportunities for my family, and so that's why I do talk about it a lot. That's why I do share with you. And guys, disclaimer, everything I do share on this platform is based on my experiences, my personal experiences, and those of my family and friends who do share their stories and their insights. So if you've got an interesting story or an interesting opinion or an interesting topic that you want us to touch, please do leave it in the comments, and we will look at it, and we will bring you exclusive videos based on that. Guys, thank you so much for the support and the love, and continue, keep it coming, keep it flowing in 2025. And guys, without taking much of your time, I want to talk about the UK as a destination of choice still in 2025, and here are, I think, about 6 reasons why it does stand out for me at least. So first and foremost is the opportunities that it presents to you when you decide to relocate to the UK. Opportunities in terms of employment. I moved to the UK on a skilled worker visa, and honestly, I had not seen opportunities like that. Everywhere I go, on my Indeed, on my search engines, in my emails, it's always hiring, opportunities everywhere, and opportunities that do cover everybody, opportunities that are guided by inclusive policies, very ethical policies. That's why I would recommend somebody, if you're a professional and you're thinking relocation, think the UK as well. Also, part and parcel of why I would say there's a lot of opportunities when you come to the UK is because of the national shortage occupational list that they do have, that do cater for those occupations that they would have failed probably to fill in this country, and then they're looking at global talent to fill in for those opportunities. So they still are wanting people to come from abroad, to come from overseas and work in the UK. And from an employer point of view, from an employee point of view rather, where you are the worker and you're working for an employee, it's doable, it's livable. You can actually have a life for yourself when you work in the UK, regardless of the sector that you may choose to work in. There's so many industries, so many booming industries, so many booming occupation sectors in this country. So there is room and space for everybody when you choose to relocate to the UK. The second reason why I would still say the UK still stands a chance is because of its amazing strong economy. It's still there. Is still there. So of course, when you're looking at future prospects, when you're looking at innovation, when you're looking at stability and things like that in terms of the economy, definitely it still remains there based on a lot of things. So I would still stick with this country in particular. Also, the other reason why I would still say it does remain a destination of choice is because of its diversity and inclusion in terms of community oneness. I moved here 2.5 years ago, and it was a bit edgy for me. Like I had no previous experience of living in a different country from the one that I've always lived in. So I was a bit skeptical. I was a bit scared, but I was like, well, I'll take the risk. I'll see what happens. And guys, the experience has been amazing, very welcoming, very accommodative. Of course, different culture and everything. Of course, it's nothing short of culture shock, but I would say it's a very friendly community, very inclusive, very diverse. You find people from different countries all together, and that makes it so unique. That makes it so accommodative. That makes it that community where people are aware that people come from different backgrounds, they've got different cultures, and they still do respect you. This can be maybe in the workplace or anywhere else, they still do include you. They still respect diversity in that regard. And obviously, a lot of people would ask me, like, will I not be discriminated against based on where I come from or based on what I look like? I have not experienced it firsthand. This is not to downplay anybody's experience, but I mean, I've been in places where there are strong policies as far as equal opportunities is concerned, as far as inclusion and diversity is concerned. So I would say it's quite vigilant in terms of that. You feel welcome, you feel protected anyway. So it's something that you need not to worry about when you think relocating to the UK. The third thing that I want to talk about is opportunities for entrepreneurship. Guys, I didn't realize until I came over that there was a whole visa that's dedicated for entrepreneurs, which is the Global Talent Visa. I do hope, in the interest, I'll find time to really talk about that visa, because I mean, it stood out for me, because this is specifically for business people. This is specifically for entrepreneurs, people that are thinking, well, I want to do business in this country in particular. I'll speak on my experiences. I've been to countries where there are certain spaces or there are certain industries that you cannot access, you cannot do business around that. Some countries have got policies like that. But when it comes to the UK, they welcome innovation, they welcome business people wanting to do business in this country, and they allow you. And one thing that stood out for me is the fact that if you're an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business in this country, you stand a chance, and also you've got access to funding. So I've seen, I know I came on a skilled worker visa, which is different from the Global Talent Visa, but that visa allows my dependents to actually open a business, to actually venture into entrepreneurship. And I've started seeing people from our community, the Black community, who are actually running successful businesses in that regards, even when they are not on indefinite leave to remain or citizenship, but they are on a skilled worker visa, on a dependent visa. So this has opened actually a window of opportunity, and it's not so many countries that do offer migrants on a worker visa or on a dependent visa that opportunity to run your own business and actually access consumer markets. So this is a big thing. This is a big opportunity that people should actually be looking at. I know a lot of people, when they're relocating, they're thinking, I'm relocating to either study, I'm relocating to go and work. But let's begin in 2025. Let's begin to look at migrating to forge influence, to venture into entrepreneurship and global markets. It's one to watch out in 2025. So the fifth thing that I want to talk about, which still favors this country as a destination of choice in 2025, is the fact that they've got universal healthcare system, which is the NHS. I've been to countries. I come from a country where for you to access like a top-notch healthcare system, you got to have a privately funded medical aid. But that's not the case in this country. Everybody's got access to the NHS, regardless of your immigration status, regardless of what you do. So that's a plus for me. I know I've got friends and colleagues and family who live in different countries that require you to pay your own medical insurance. That's a bit of because like medical emergencies can happen to anybody at any point in time. They don't choose. They don't they don't give you a warning. So in some countries, you would really, really need to have to be forking out a lot of money on a monthly basis to pay for your medical insurance in case of an emergency. Whereas that's not the case with the UK. We know we've got the NHS where if you need it, you can access it. Others may come and say, well, but if I am on a skilled worker visa and I'm not on a health and care worker visa, then I have to pay the health surcharge. Yes, you do pay for it. But when we look at the value of it, it's maybe £1,000+ per year. But then that's not limited to the number of times that you can access the healthcare system, and also bear in mind the quality that you get, the quality of healthcare that you get. So, it's a plus, it's a bonus. I was actually, a few days ago, I was talking to somebody who lives in America, and they say to me I've had to have a medical procedure, and that was costing me maybe close to $100,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for somebody to be paying. So it's 2025, and if you would be choosing which destination to go, these are some of the things that you have to look at, because these are some of the things that then will eat away from your savings, eat away from how much you can do with your hard-earned cash. So guys, the UK still remains a destination of choice. Guys, stay tuned, because the last one will really, really dazzle your mind. So again, guys, another reason why it would still stand out to me, it's the educational system here. This is the home of the Oxford University, Cambridge University, and other prestigious universities in the world. So definitely, I know I'm from a country where people are big on academics. So we are big on that. And I've seen a huge surge in people sending their children to study abroad, as far as China, India, Zambia, Russia, everywhere else in the world. People are sending their children to go and study. But why the UK stands out for me is because of their long history of academics in the global academia arena. So it still does stand out. If you're an academic and you're thinking, where can I go and study? Please do think the UK. Partly it's because of the opportunities then that you get in terms of placement, in terms of resources, and in terms of after uni or after graduation opportunities. There's so many opportunities that will be awaiting you. Suppose someone comes on a study visa to the UK, they're given a leeway after studying to say, okay, this is the time frame that you need for you to find a job in this country and for you to be able to stay in this country. And I've seen very few people who, after studying here, would go without jobs. Instead, if they're to live, they're living for greener pastures, even better opportunities in other countries. So that's why I would say it still does stand out as a destination of choice. Also, when we look at maybe if you've children, I'm a mom. I'm a mom to young children, young girls. So when I look at the opportunities that they present, I don't have to worry about having to pay for their education while they're going through primary and high school. And the value that they're getting, I'm content at the minute. So if you're thinking relocation and you're thinking opportunities, please have a look at the UK, because for me, it does still remain a destination of choice. Guys, this is the last one, last but not least. It's what it presents. This is based on their location in Europe and everything, all the opportunities that it does present. The UK still remain the gateway to Europe. Why do I say that? Connectivity and everything else. You can access, so many countries from here. So it's doable. I know when I do speak to friends, they go well, I've gone to France or Germany for breakfast and I'm back home. So it's the transport system, connectivity, and everything is just top notch. You get to access a lot of other countries within the region and beyond once you're here. So it's worth it if you love travel, if you love experiencing different cultures and things. Then definitely the UK would be the place to be in this year. So it does. No country is perfect. I always say this to say perfection is overrated, and going forward, we are not searching for perfection, but progress and coexistence. So this will be a destination for one to watch out. Also, it's not as isolated, like I said. It's when we talk the UK, it's like 4 countries in one. I love that. I mean, where else can you get that? You hardly get that anywhere else in the world. You can access Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England itself. So that's why for me it still does stand out and present itself as an opportunity for migrants, for those that are looking to relocate from wherever. So guys, I think that's all that I had for you today in this video, and I think I'll see you in our next video, guys. That's bye for now.